Regan Slaymaker for Notjustboxing. And I have the pleasure, the privilege to be joined by Takeover Sports Management's own Leon Sudbury. Leon, press conference for Lily Winch done. Excited to see her back out on Friday, mate?
Yeah, very excited. I'm very excited to see her in her first press conference. So it's a nice non-aggressive one. You know, like Izzy talks very well, so it's very non-offensive for her to get into the swing of doing press conferences before she gets on the big stage where I think she'll end up.
Definitely, mate, and so do I. But she was saying to me she prefers doing the interviews than the press conferences. But I'm sure that'll change as the career goes down the line as well.
Yeah, 100%. I was quite surprised. She didn't really say much up there. Then she gets out here and she's doing like hour-long interviews.
That's what we like. That's what we like. Give me the content, Lily. That's what we like as well. But we'll get into the fight. I don't know the girl's first name, but Gersondotter fought Lauren Price and Shauna O'Keefe. I mean, that's very, very good company to be a part of as well. It's a really good step up in the career of Lily Winch as well.
Yeah. First 8-rounder, very tough girl. She's fought Lauren Price, she's fought Shauna O'Keefe. Shauna O'Keefe stopped her. I think she went a distance with Lauren Price. I think she got stopped with a head cut in Shauna's fight. So, listen, she's very tough. I think it's going to be a hard fight for Lily. Not a hard fight for Lily, but it's going to be a
good learning fight.
A good learning fight. Yeah, so, listen, the problem is that as not changing fighters, but with Zach Fee the other night, a lot of people said, was that a step too soon for him to fight the journeyman that he fought? But he learned a lot more from that fight than he would just, no disrespect for the journeyman, but just punching around journeymen that just coming to get paid with their shorts up to their armpits. You know what I mean? So, but listen, he's going to go away from that fight and actually realise I've got to work on this. When you're on the offensive all the time, you know there's not much you can really learn. So that's the same with Lily this weekend. She's in a proper fight. I believe she'll come out of it. Obviously, I wasn't going to put in it, but she will learn a lot, I think.
Definitely, as well. And as you mentioned, Zach Fee, we'll jump into him. I was saying to you as you were parking up your very swanky car, Leon. I won't give away the brand, but I was saying Zach Fee really, really impressed me on Sunday night at York Hall, top tier show against Darwin Martinez, who is a journeyman. His record's got but he's the higher end of journeyman. He's a very, very good fighter. He knows his way around the ring. I mean, yeah, as a manager's perspective, how happy were you with Zach Fee's performance? Because I really was.
Yeah, I was very happy, and I was telling Johnny in the lead up to the fight, trust me, this is Zach's hardest fight to date.
Oh, agreed.
And I think like for people who are casual to look at the record and say, but he's only won 8 and he's lost 28 or something. I don't know if that's his exact record, but listen, he doesn't come to lay down. And look who he's boxed: Andrew Kane,
Tom Welland.
Yeah, Tom Welland. Only top prospects box him, and they all lose rounds to him. You know, like, so he boxed Charlie Ickford, and you know, like he always takes rounds. And I knew he was going to come live. He come a bit more live than I thought he was going to come. But listen, I believe that he brought something out in Zach. Like I said, like his previous opponent, Adam Yahar. I'm not taking anything away from him, but punching people like that around for 10, 12 fights, you ain't going to learn anything. You know, like you're going to feel really good. It's going to give you a false sense of security. So I feel like in that fight the other day, or Sunday, he learned a lot more than he would from fighting 10, 11 journeymen.
He definitely did as well. And one thing I will say about Zach Fee is, like you said, he did. Martinez did come a bit more game than what we were thinking, and he hurt Zach. It's fair to say. I think Zach will admit that. I'd actually like to have a sit down with Zach and talk about this. But even when he was hurt, he recovered really quickly. He got straight back to instruction. He listened to the corner. Everything that you want to see from a young prospect moving forward. And he's only 20 years old as well. I think I forget that. He might look 7, but
that's what I mean.
He's 20 years old. I mean, we were just saying about that. I want to get it on camera, Leon. I was saying to you, one more, then let him go. But what, as his manager and someone who's a lot more qualified than me, how do you now match Zach Fee moving forward?
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to go and put him in title fights and stuff like that. I know that's what a lot of people want, and a lot of people expect. But he's, like you said, he's 20 years old. That fight for me was a very hard fight for him. It's probably the hardest fight you'd want to take without getting paid, because you don't be taking shots like that if you're not getting paid. You know what I mean? But listen, it will take a lot out of that fight. I'd like to pull him back now for probably 2 6-rounders, work on what weren't right in the fight. You know, like he could have rolled a lot more. He come back in straight lines a few times. You know, like, listen, but he was in deep water, so I weren't in there. So listen, he got through it. His chin's made of steel, as you see. You know, like, but so yeah, I'd like to put him back for 2 fights. We're in a rush. He's 20 years old. If he was 30 years old now, I would say, right, come on, let's push on. Or if he was 28 years old, I'd say, come, let's push on for titles. But I think it'd be nice for him to pull back, have 2 more 6-rounders. work on everything, and then we'll go and fight against someone like Darwin and see if he's actually learned what he did wrong in that fight. And then if he comes through it in a lot better fashion, which he came through it in good fashion last time, if he comes through it a lot more comfortable, then we'll push on for titles.
Definitely, really, really good fighter is Zach Fee, and like I said to Leon, I think a couple more fights he's ready to go. Nina Hughes, it was really unfortunate to see the result in Australia the other day, but it's good to see on social media posts as well that Nina is in good spirits. I think she just come out of surgery as well yesterday. But yeah, how have you spoken to Nina? Obviously gutted with the result, but I hope she's in good spirits as well.
Yeah, we spoke plenty. I mean, Nina isn't dwelling on what happened. She was just happy that she got a fair shot this time. So there was a neutral judging panel, what she wanted. There was drug testing in this one, like working with Matchroom. Not saying there's anything wrong working with DeBella, but working with Matchroom this time. Everything was done in order, swiftly. Everything was right. And listen, she lost to the better girl. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this and that. And like, obviously, the way Shanika to beat Nina was to come and smother her. So if she lets Nina get to work, it's going to be pretty much like the first fight. So she come with the right game plan. It weren't Nina's night, and that's it. You know, like, so I've got no problem with listen. There was a couple of headbutts in the fight and things like that. But listen, it's a rough fight. It was a rough fight on both behalf. They was getting too close. It weren't really nice fight to watch, but listen, the result's the result. Nina come back. We've had a chat. She wants to have one more in England. So
okay.
Yeah, obviously because her last two was in Australia. She wants to have one more in England. So we'll have a chat and speak to a few promoters and a few matchmakers and see what's out there for her. She can come down a weight or she can go up a weight. So I think you'll see her out again this year. Okay,
well I'm glad that you said that, because she's world champion. She's been world champion. She defended it. But like you said, I didn't think about it like that. Nina Hughes having one more in the UK. Title fight, Leon. Make it happen. Get her to sign out on a title. That's what we want for Nina Hughes and Kevin Lilly.
It looks like all the girls have gone and signed in America, so I don't think there'll be no title fights in England. It looks like they're all signing in America. But yeah, let's see what gets offered. You know, this boxing's mad. You know, like we might be looking at having a domestic fight for no belt against somebody. Listen, I think Shannon Conkner will still be a good fight. You know, like yeah. I genuinely think for the British public that'd be a good fight. Like they're both not got any belts. They both had losses in their last three. So, but I better leave it as a fight because of the needle before look would sell. So I don't think that'd be a bad shot.
Definitely will, and the build-up will be perfect.
Yeah.
We love that as well. Daniel Crocker. When I speak to promoter Johnny Clark about Daniel Crocker, apparently German DAZN, quote-unquote, driving mad about collaborating with posts about Daniel Crocker. A lot to like, and picking up a stoppage win on Sunday night as well.
Yeah. So he's very popular out in Germany, and I'll tell you a little story. He boxed his debut out in Germany, obviously, and I was out there, and I went to a hotel, and the guy behind the jump said to me, why are you here? I said, I've got a fight. I wasn't expecting his name. Daniel was an amateur. He's going to be his debut, so I didn't think he'd be well known. I said, yeah, I'm here for Daniel Crocker. Oh, no, Daniel Crocker. I will give you a room for free. We'll give you this, we'll give you that. I thought, cool. I'll be dropping his name a lot more.
Next time I go to Germany, Leon, I'm dropping that in. Have you seen this?
He had a mad amateur record. I think he had 200 fights and 182 wins, I'm sure. He's been all around the world. He was at Bangkok last year at the Olympic qualifiers. So was Kakandi as well, but a lot of people don't know that. He's a very exciting fighter. But the thing about it was his first two fights. His first fight was against Octavian Gratti, which he's a very tough opponent, and he likes to run away. So and it was at a weight above. He came over to the UK on short notice and boxed Sergio Bomo. It was tough for anybody, but that was a two weights too big for him. So he didn't see the best of Daniel Crocker. So obviously he had a good camp this time at the Peacock, and we're getting him down to his weight. He's a welterweight, so he boxed this one at super welter, and you see what he can do at super welter. So once he gets down to welter, I think you'll see some amazing moves, and he's very good feet, very good hands. Let's get his chin down a little bit, but apart from that, he's really exciting to watch.
He definitely is as well, and he taught at a really high level. And when I was doing my research ahead of, sadly I did miss his fight on Sunday, but doing my research to interview him after, he boxed Bam Rodriguez.
Yeah, he boxed
in 2015, which even super welterweight at fly. I think Daniel might have to chop off a leg to make super flyweight, but I mean, yeah, he's boxed at that really, really high level for a long time.
100%, yeah. He's boxed the Croft twins. You can watch the fight on YouTube. I'm not going back to his amateur career because it doesn't really matter. But if you look on it, you know, like amateur decisions, I can never work them out anyway. Like, I don't really like watching amateur boxing, if I'm honest. But yeah, he's been all around the world boxing everybody. So he's got like his brother's half Kazakh. Not so like, and his dad teaches Kazakh style of boxing. Okay. So that's where he gets that Kazakh style from. Nice. And obviously he's from Russian heritage. His dad had over 300 fights, amateur fights. Wow. And I believe that Daniel's another one. I'm not going to move too fast. I'm not into moving fighters. Like I know the promoters get a bit annoyed with me because I don't intentionally hold them back. But like, what's the point of just throwing these kids out there and doing? I believe lately you've seen a lot of like prospects which everyone raves about because they're getting put in there with dummies and they're bashing them about. And the first proper fight they get, I'm not going to name no names, but it's happened plenty of times lately that they get in with a man. And you expect to see the same thing again, and it doesn't happen. You know, like, so the same thing as like we were going back to Zach Fee. Like, people now are saying, "Oh, look, he had that hard fight of him. Go and put him in a title fight." Why? Like, he had a rough night the other night. He won the fight, but and like we said, he learnt a lot. But why am I going to go and throw him another step further before correcting what was wrong in that fight? I'll pull him back for 2. Like, they're both young. Daniel's 25. His dad didn't get his man strength till he was 28 years old. Okay. So I'm not in any rush. I'm not going to intentionally hold him back. If he starts, obviously his amateur experience is going to move a lot faster than probably Zach, because Zach only had 16 fights, but still at the right pace.
Definitely as well. I feel like some people don't realise when you're matching fighters as well, and it's some limited experience or none matching fighters, but like you have to match them match them hard, but also in the right fights so they don't get beat early and things like that. And talking about prospects getting beat, Leon, you've signed Muzamiru Kakande as well, who, my God, what a stoppage that was against Dan Tower. Dan Tower, I mean, his manager Sam Jones was floating around yesterday. Obviously, Sam was raving around Dan Tower. Still is a very good prospect, but Kakande just got the better of him that night in Brighton.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what I think is wrong with boxing. A lot of people after are probably saying about Dan Toward, "Oh, look, he's been beat. Like, he's done." No, the kid's not done. Yeah. I'm not his manager. I'm not here to stick up for him. But like, he's not done. Listen, I think
Kakande's a good fight.
He took that fight, and I think you'll learn a lot more than again just bashing padded records about. So he took that fight. He's been beat. He will learn a lot from that fight, and he'll come back a lot stronger. And I believe you'll see him in some massive fights. And I'm not here to obviously represent Dental, and this is what the thing about my own fighters as well. Like, I will give them hardish fights because they're the fights you're going to learn in. Like, I think the promoters as well, they're trying to pull away from this padded record business. You see, like with Matchroom, they give you 4 or 5 fights, and then they want you in a real fight. You know what I mean? So yeah. But Candy. He's a very clever fighter. Like, a lot of people said to me, "Oh, in that fight, he lost the first 3 rounds." Listen, watch the fight back properly. He just stalked him. He didn't respect his power. He was throwing shots that he knew was going to miss and was just walking him down because he knew he'd be getting flustered and tired. Because obviously he is a prospect and he is used to having it his own way. So he just sat on his chest, walked him round, and I think he hit him behind the ear in the 4th. And I see his legs go a little bit, and then he knew when it was time. When he dropped that left hand and he had it by his side, it was time to knock him out.
It was a lovely little shot, and it's probably one of the knockouts of the year so far as well. And obviously he's back out. I feel like with Kakande, like, where I hope you won't mind me saying, his profile's big now, but some people might not want to fight him because who is Kakande, quote unquote. Yeah. But I think you've got him a title fight next on a big show as well. Yeah,
he's fighting on a Commonwealth Silver on a Nielsen show on May the 3rd. Yeah. But yeah, it has been hard to match him. I'm not going to lie, and obviously a lot of people say, like, who is Kakande? A lot of people don't know his amateur experience either. Like, he had nearly 100 fights. I think he won 87 of them. He won a lot of them in good fashion. He was at the Bangkok qualifiers last year. He was on the Ugandan Bombers for many years, like the national team. Okay. So he has got a lot of experience as well. And if you go through his record, he took a fight in his 3rd fight. I think poorly advised. He went and fought like a super middle, I think it was. He's a welter stroke super welter. So the fight's on YouTube to watch. I don't think he lost the fight, but listen, decision's a decision. He fought who is his now stablemate, Hadj Lewis.
Yes, and if people don't know about Hadji Lewis, he's boxed really high level as an amateur. Boxed Alexander Kizhniak and all these really high level Ukrainians as well. So and I think a lot of Obviously, it was a draw. I think Haji's team said that he won the fight. Kakande's team said that he won the fight as well. It was one of those ones, but even a draw against Haji Muis is a good result.
They're stable mates now, so I don't want to speak too much on the fight, but the fight's on YouTube for them to see. Like, I believe that Kakande just edged it, but it was a draw, happy with that. And to be honest with you, when I first signed Kakande after that fight, he said to me, I've got a draw after I got robbed in with a loss. I said, listen, I know this sounds crazy, but they're probably the two best things that could have happened to you, because when I go to try and match you now, people are going to look and they're going to think, he drew against Hedge, he had a loss against Victor Temuramov, and he's an unbelievable fighter as well. We'll take him. And I think that's what happened, and that's how he ended up in the position that he was in, and that's how he ended up getting the stoppage against Dan Howard. So it was a blessing in disguise, really, because I believe if he would have been 10-0, 6 knockouts, I don't think we'd ever got that fight.
Definitely as well, and that's how boxing works sometimes. But wishing all of your fighters all the best, Leon. But yeah, any more news that you could tell us about, mate, or is it all systems go from a Takeover Sports management front?
All systems go. I'm just looking forward to Friday. I've done a show Sunday, now I'm doing a Friday one. There's no Saturday.
I'm looking forward to Joe Joyce on Saturday as well, mate. Don't worry about
it. I'll be up there as well. But no, I'm looking forward to Lily and Louis Doherty. He's on the card as well. He's in a very good fight as well.
On this show?
Yeah, he's on this show.
Okay, nice.
Yes, I signed him recently, co-management deal with Gordon Charlesworth, who's adding to his amateur. Yeah, he's fighting. He's got 4 barreled names. RK. He fought Spider on a Matchroom show recently. Spider Suleiman, not Craig Richards.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say Leo Doherty's like a lightweight. I was getting confused there. I was bringing up Craig Richards.
And he's a very, very, very tough kid. So it'd be a good fight. I think he's 18 and 18.
Okay.
But another one, they say he's like the Darwin Martinez of the super lightweight division, so okay. I think you're going to see a good fight. Well,
shout out to them, and Louis O'Doherty, really good fighter, I've heard as well. Really good fights with Jeff Afori, and we're set to fight Liam Dillon a few times, so you don't fight those people and you not be a good fighter.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I met Louis just quickly by offering him a fight on a top ranked show, and he accepted it straight away. It was going to be a hard fight, and then I spoke to him a few times. I went and watched him spar. And I actually said to his manager, trainer, and I said to him, why don't we, instead of taking this fight, work together and do something in England with him, rather than just taking this kamikaze fight where you're going to have to knock the kid out to get a decision in America. And then that's why we ended up working together. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Louis and his team. Definitely big things to come. Leon, I'll leave it there, mate. Thank you very much for your time. Okay. Always a pleasure to see you, mate. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Thank you very much. Mate. Cheers. Thank you.